basketball families, I expected that we'd be here at Hacienda Golf Club to celebrate the hard work and dedication of the players and teams. This was a year where we had a lot to celebrate. New teams, new milestones, new championships, new accolades. It promised to be an exciting event. Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. Instead of gathering here and sharing this beautiful view together, we had to reach out to everyone from here. Welcome. So glad you could join us. A lot is different for all of us, but the Boosters' mission of celebrating our players and teams is unchanged. First, on behalf of the Booster Executive Board, I want to thank all the parents, friends, and extended family members who gave selflessly to support the program. Whether you volunteered to work at a tournament, contributed to the snack bar, or donated money to Blast, your help was significant and greatly benefited our program. We'd like to give a shout out to all team reps for the help they offered in terms of coordinating with parents and players and so much more. And to the parents who helped all year to plan and facilitate our different team activities like this creative banquet presentation. To everyone's credit, the same people volunteered time and time again to help create special experiences for our players. I want to give special thanks to the Boosters Executive Board members for their many contributions to the team. Becky Marshall, our co-president, if we knew how to do something, it was because of Becky. Laura Kakihara, our secretary, who is faithful and always willing to help. Our co-VPs of events, Lori Russell and Jessica Taylor. Lori helped with just about everything and kept us smiling all year. And Jessica took the lead to plan and oversee the setup of our team events like launch night and this banquet. And our treasurer, Marcus Logan, who offered his expertise to take on a huge job under difficult circumstances. Speaking of that, the board sends a big thank you to Liz Smith, who never stopped looking out for us and stuck with us until someone else took on the job of treasurer. I'll let Jessica introduce and thank her dedicated banquet planning committee because what they've done is worthy of special note. But I hope all our volunteers know that the Boosters Executive Board greatly appreciates your tireless support.
Hi, my name is Jessica Taylor and I'm VP of Events for Sonora Boosters. I want to thank our banquet committee for putting on this virtual banquet. Lara Mitri, Janice Matsunaga, Denise Geringer, the team reps and coaches, and our video extraordinaire, Cindy Esparza. This group did a wonderful job of shifting gears in this trying time to be able to provide as meaningful banquet for our athletes and staff as possible.
My final words are directed to our aptly named Magnificent Seven seniors. My heart goes out to all of you because so much that you looked forward to was canceled. But never forget that living your best life has not been canceled. I saw a nice quote by John Gordon, a best-selling author and leadership consultant, that seems appropriate. He wrote, "If you feel like this virus has stolen the great year you were preparing to have, remember this truth. We don't know what would have been, but we can create what will be. Don't look back. Be thankful for your health right now. Look for ways to love, serve, care. Look forward. Best wishes, seniors." Now, to get on with the show, grab some popcorn or a meal with your family, or sit down in a comfortable spot with your player and enjoy the creative celebration that's planned for us. Thanks again to all. Enjoy.
Hey everybody, welcome to Sonora's virtual banquet. We absolutely could not let the season end without having a banquet, and I know these times are crazy, but we're going to do the best we can to have the best possible banquet that we can provide for our players. I'd like to give a quick overview of how successful our season was. Our freshmen started off by winning a league championship. They had just a great year. There's a lot of talent on that team. We're really excited about some of the players that are going to end up being great varsity players. Our sophomore team was also very impressive. They had a very good year. They finished second in league. We are excited about a lot of the players we have on that sophomore team. We think they're going to develop into great varsity players. And our JV team also won a league championship. They finished 9-1 and had a tremendous year. And our varsity team had just an unbelievable year, 10-0, undefeated in league, which is extremely difficult to do. Finished in the top, I think we were ranked 7th in the county, advanced to the CIF playoffs, and had one of the best years that, of any team that I've ever had here in the last 30 years. They were right at the top. They had just a great year. So I want to just congratulate all 4 teams on having just a great, successful season.
Hi Raider family, it's Coach Stein here. And one of the highlights every year of our basketball banquet is when we get to recognize our scholar athletes. Now to become a scholar athlete, you have to have at least a 3.5 grade point average. And one of the things that I am so proud of with being part of the Sonora basketball family is that not only do we have a great tradition of success on the court, but we also have a great tradition of success in the classroom. Our athletes really take the fact that they are student athletes seriously. Now let me give you an idea here. We have 61 players in our program, and 42 of the 61 players earned a Scholar Athlete Award. That means that about 2/3 of our program have a grade point average of at least 3.5 and above. That's an incredible accomplishment. We want to take time to recognize and honor and congratulate these athletes for all of their hard work on the court and, more importantly, in the classroom. Way to go, Raiders.
From freshmen all the way to seniors, man, scholar athletes, I have a lot of respect for the job you guys do. I know how hard you work in basketball, and I know how hard you work in the classroom. Hey, A+, thank you from me for all your hard work, and you guys are the backbone of the school. I love you guys. Thanks to your parents for all your support. Thank you guys.
Attack, front to back, in this thing called rap. Feel like a double rhyme double on a heavenly level. Bang the bass, turn up the treble. Radical mind day and night all the time. 714, wise the line. Maniac, radiac, winning the game. I'm the lyrical Jesse James. Will attack, and you don't want that. rest. Some say I'm fresh, where my voice goes through the mesh of the microphone that I am holding. Copywritten lyrics so they can't be stolen if they all snap. Don't need the police to try to save them, your voice is sick. So please, stay off my back, or I will attack, and you don't want that.
Please welcome our freshman coach, Scott Grove. She's in his 4th year at Sonora High School. He was a really good player here, and he's been doing a great job the past 4 years. Scott Grove.
Hi, this is Scott Grove, the freshman head coach. Firstly, I'd like to take the opportunity to congratulate my guys on a great season, and I'd like to also recognize them for just being such outstanding athletes and scholar athletes. The majority of my guys got awards for that, and I think that's one of the things that makes Sonora such a big contender, is that we have such smart players. I just want to start off by thanking everyone from this season. Laura Mitri, my team rep, you were amazing. You made it so I just was able to focus on the coaching, and you handled everything else perfectly for me this year. A really great help. I want to thank the rest of the coaching staff. As always, you guys are great. Big support for me and guidance when I need it. I want to thank all the parents for their donations this year and helping out with the tournaments. You guys did such a great job making my life easy. We had a lot of support this year for our players and myself as a coach. I'd like to thank all my players as well. You guys did such a great job this season. You made the games exciting for me. You guys did a great job in our tournaments. Everyone was there on time and showed up for their shifts. You guys did great work. I'd also like to thank the upper level players for being such a good example to my guys this season. You guys put in a lot of hard work together, all those practices, those nights we spent together. You guys showed the younger classmen really how it's done. The freshman boys had a wonderful season this year. We went 20-8, which is a great record. I was immediately impressed with the guys over the summer when I first met them. Their level of dedication and how focused they were really stood out. And I remember going home and being really excited to work with this group just because of all the potential they had to unlock. We started off our season with a great set of ball players that just needed to learn to play team ball. And they really showed that they were willing to learn and grow together as a team this year. And every game we played was less selfish than the last. We looked more and more like a team. And I was really excited to get to our league games because I could see the great progress we were making. The boys also proved to be very dominating in our league games as well. We had an 8-2 record, and we tied for first place with La Habra. I'm so proud of how hard the guys worked this season. They were always asking me if they could get extra gym time, extra shooting practice before games, and you guys really deserve the championship that you won this year. The first player I'd like to introduce is Ju Young Mun. He's got a great attitude, very respectful to the rest of his teammates. He also has one of the best pull-up jump shots on our team. This year he worked very hard at getting good at creating space from his defender and pulling up at the right time. He worked very hard on that and became a very deadly shooter for us. He's never satisfied with his game, always asking me for pointers on how he can get better. Great job, Ju Young. Next we have Luke Salehammer. He played the guard and or forward position for us this year. Another great guy, really funny, always getting everybody laughing. He's a great outside shot. He also is a great passer. He has very high court IQ and high court vision. My jaw was on the floor, just dropped sometimes at some of the passes he would make. I had no idea how he got those done. He's a very cool-headed player and handles pressure very well. Congratulations, Luke. Thanks for being with us. All right, I'd like to introduce Devin Yu. He played the power forward position for us. He's great at attacking the basket and drawing fouls, often getting other players into foul trouble. Also a great free throw shooter, which pairs well with getting to the line. I could always count on him to throw down several free throws for us every game. When he's in the zone, he would psych up the rest of his teammates and definitely get everybody going. Great job, Devin. Next we have Gabriel Medell. He usually played a center position for us. He's a powerhouse in the paint, pulled down a lot of rebounds for us. He's very strong, not afraid of contact. He has a football background, so all that kind of stuff comes very naturally to him. And once he had the ball, you knew that it wasn't going anywhere. He spent a lot of the year working on his shot and his free throws, and that came along very well. And that helped us a lot because he was also getting to the line very often. Great job, Gabe. Next we have Josiah Louis. He played the center position for us. Another guy very physically strong, not afraid to knock around with the other big guys under the basket. He was always working very hard on his mid-range shot and his layup throughout the year, and it showed. He got much higher percentage shooting towards the end of the season. He showed great determination and tenacity in practice, very competitive, and pushed his teammates around him to be better. Very well done, Josiah. Now we have Mo Hang. He played the guard position for us this year. This guy's always smiling, always happy, brought a high level of energy to the team. He is a great outside shooter. He's very dedicated in practice. He was always there after practice, getting extra shots up, always asking me what he can do to improve his game. A great friend and a great encourager to his teammates. And thank you, Mo. Now we have Noah Bista. He played forward for us this year. Another good outside shooter. He made a lot of progress on his shooting and his footwork this year. He was working a lot on not hesitating when he would take his shot. He made so much progress. It's a great attitude and dedication to practice. Another guy who was often in the gym getting up as many shots as he could after practices. Noah was also always willing to put in extra time to help the team. He did so many extra shifts at all the tournaments that we hosted this season, and he was just a great help to me in general. Thank you, Noah. Next up, we have Nicholas Carrillo. He played the guard position for us this year. Nicholas was definitely the quietest guy on the team, but that also made him the best listener, the most focused. Anything that I told him, I only had to tell him once, and he went right out and got it done for me. Nicholas is a highly intelligent player. He always just seemed to find himself in the right place at the right time. I know that if he continues progressing in his skills, he's going to be a very deadly player in the next coming years. Great job, Nicholas. Thank you. Next up, we have Andrew Fleming. He played forward and center position for us this year. Great kid, always making everybody laugh. Really hilarious guy, and also a very strong physical player. When he's driving to the basket and he gets up to full speed, there's no stopping him. And also a great dribbler. He surprised a lot of us. There were sometimes he would be going through two defenders, and I would think to myself, there's no way he's going to make that. But he pulled out some flashy dribbling moves, and he would make the drive anyway. Andrew's always happy. He's just a very respectful and kind player. Well done, Andrew. And now we have Luke Matsunaga. He played the guard position for us this year. He's a very quick and smart player, and often found himself in the right place at the right time as well, with a very good court IQ. He's able to always look one step ahead of his opponent and put himself in the right place at the right time. He put in a lot of extra time helping me out at the tournaments that we hosted, and he's always positive and respectful. Just a guy that's very good listener, very attentive in practice as well, and really made my job easy. Great work, Luke. The last 6 players I'd like to introduce to you are all receiving recognition awards. I'd like to start off with our most improved player this year, Alejandro Vielma, and he played center or forward for us most of the time. He's one of the hardest working people I've ever met. We would go out to the track. I'd ask the guys to run 1 mile and he'd run 2. When I'd split the guys up in practice to different groups to do drills, he would do the drill with both groups instead of just the group he's assigned to. Just a wonderfully respectful and kind human being, always shaking my hand, thanking me after practice and games. Alex was also the fastest player on our team, consistently putting down below 6-minute miles. I even had the track coach coming up to me asking how he can get this kid on his team. And it was always fun to watch him and Nick from the sophomore team battle it out to see who would come on top in the mile. He would constantly take the initiative and do more work than was asked of him at pretty much all times. Very well done, Alejandro. Now I'd like to introduce our Defensive Player of the Year award, and that goes to Yoda Ake. He played guard position for us, another great outside shooter, very agile and quick, and that helped him be a great defender as well. There were so many games where maybe there was only one or two guys on the other team that were scoring against us, and anytime I put Yoda on them, he would immediately clamp them up and stop them from scoring. He had a great attitude and a high level of respect for his team and the game. He's also a very passionate player and very competitive, and he helped us in practice. Many times when we were scrimmaging, he brought the intensity level way up. Very well done, Yoda. Thank you. Next, we have our Offensive Player of the Year award, and this award goes to Ibrahim Tabah. Ibrahim played point guard for us exclusively. He has a very high level of ball control, a very good outside shooter as well. Great passer, the perfect point guard, the best point guard I could ask for. He has a very good ability to drive deep into the paint before kicking it out, and that helped us a lot with our main play, our main set play 40. The biggest reason I gave Ibrahim our Offensive Player of the Year award is because he helped set the pace for us. If we were moving too quickly and making mistakes, he was always there to bring us back, help us be a little bit more patient and find the correct looks and the correct shots that we wanted to take. Very well done, Ibrahim. Thank you so much. Now I'd like to introduce the player who won the Hustle Award this year. That is James Liu. He played shooting guard for us this season. He is a freak athlete, really high vertical jump. He's always surprising the taller guys on the court, contending for rebounds with them, always putting 100% out there. He picked up a lot of bumps and bruises this season, and just goes to show how passionate and dedicated he is. Great at driving to the basket and always going up against the bigger guys without any problem. Having a good attitude and a high level of intensity makes James a player that any coach would be happy to have. Thank you, James. And now we have the Coaches Award, and this year that goes to Jacob Mitri. Jacob played a guard position for us. Sometimes I played him at point guard, sometimes shooting guard. This guy is very coachable. Even when he was hurt for a while, he was showing up to every game, every practice, supporting the team. Every time we were in team huddles together, he was always a huge source of energy for us and inspiration, just pushing his teammates around him to work much harder than they normally would. He brings a high level of intensity to the court. He was great at driving to the basket and going up against the bigger guys. Took a lot of big hits, but he would pop right back up, and it would just be infectious to the rest of the team. The rest of the team would just get really psyched up. He's a very competitive player with a big drive to win. Well done, Jacob. Thank you so much. And now we have our final award. That is our MVP for the season, and that is Samuel Esparza. Congratulations, Samuel. I started playing Sam as our point guard this season, and then I realized he was working better at shooting guard and even at center position sometimes. He's a great ball handler, great dribbler, great shooter. That combined with his height makes him a great guard, very hard to match on the perimeter. Sam has a big drive and motivation to win. He's always pushing himself to be better. He's never satisfied with his game, and always pushing his teammates around him to be better as well. He's a great competitor. Sam wins our MVP this year, not just because he was a threat on offense. It's some games he seemed like he could score at will, but also his defense was wonderful. He had a lot of blocks on fast breaks, rebounds, just put up stats overall for us all over the place. Very well done, Sam. Thank you so much. In closing, I'd just like to say a few words to the Sonora family. You guys are wonderful. I'm so blessed to be a part of this great program that we have. I hope to see everyone back next year playing again on our teams. You guys all have so much going for you. You have no idea how great you guys really are. All of our teams this year had a great season, and I just want to thank you guys again for allowing me to be part of the Sonora family. Thank you so much.
Please welcome our sophomore coach, Steve Trejo. He's a former Booster Club president. His son was a really good player here. This was his first year, and we're really, really fortunate to have him. He did a great job with our sophomore team this year.
Hello, I'm Steve Trejo. First off, I'd like to thank Coach Murphy for bringing me back into the Sonora family again. I appreciate the opportunity to coach a great group of boys, and we've firmly enjoyed the whole coaching experience once again. Thank you very much, Coach Murphy. First off, I'd like to say how proud I am of the guys. They overcame much adversity at the beginning of the year, from not having a coach at the start of the year to having some key injuries to players, ineligibility, but they never quit, and they overcame all these hurdles and got themselves ready to play. We competed very well throughout the season. We're to the point in January where I thought we were poised and ready to compete for league title. We were competitive in every game. In fact, we led every game in every game we played this year in league. Unfortunately, we could not overcome and down the stretch had some issues down the stretch and could not beat Troy and La Habra. But I think the boys learned a lot and were much better, improved all the way through the year. I hope that their experience was worthwhile to them and gratifying to them, and I look forward to seeing them progress through the rest of their careers at Sonora. First up is Akash Partha. This is Akash's first year playing organized basketball. I had to remember that he did not have a lot of the terminology down for basketball. But Akash, being as smart as he was quick to pick up on these things, and from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, improved tremendously. He was at a point where he could play and was not afraid to get in there and mix it up. Look forward to seeing Akash's continued progress and see how far he grows over the summer. Thank you, Akash. Our next player is Samaj McNulty. Samaj was the only freshman on our team and was a good worker, tough as nails, always had a great attitude. I hope that he continues to work on his basketball skills. I know that he did not get as much playing time as he may have liked, but I look forward to seeing his progress over the summer, and I hope that he sticks with basketball and continues his career at Sonora. Next up is Nick Villanueva. Again, like Akash, this is Nick's first year of organized basketball. As such, he was behind the other ones and twos at the start of the year, but as the season progressed, his improved skills put him into the mix. I hope that Nick, again, continues to work on his basketball. Very talented, hard worker, very fast, very quick. I look forward to seeing Nick progress through the program over the course of the next couple of years. Next player I'd like to talk about is Lance Malinsky. Lance is a lot of fun to be around. Great kid, very happy, always comes to practice wanting to play hard and learn. The joy to be around. I know, again, another player who probably wanted to play a little bit more, didn't get the playing time he probably thought he deserved, but he never quit on his team or his teammates. And I appreciate all his work and efforts, and I look forward to seeing him in the years to come. Next up is Anthony Chavez. Anthony Chavez is a great kid. Love this kid. Not sure why, but I love this kid. Hard worker, good shooter, great ball handling, and basketball instincts. Anthony needs to decide that he needs to work hard to achieve his goals. Once he decides that, the sky's the limit for Anthony. I believe he has great potential and a great upside. Look forward to getting Anthony back on track and getting him back into the basketball fold at Sonora. Thank you again, Anthony, for all your effort. The next player I'd like to talk about is Ben Nunez. Ben is another great kid. Good shooter, hard worker, can be an excellent ball handler and passer. Ben needs to continue to work on developing his ball skills, getting stronger. Once he decides that, I think the sky's the limit again for Ben. Look forward to seeing his progress over the summer and next year, and look forward to seeing what he does on JVs next year. Thank you again, Ben, for all your help. Next up is Tim Clapper. Tim is a very talented player, probably one of the most talented on my team. Good shooter, great rebounder, excellent defender, runs the court well, defends well. Kid that I think has great potential to be a strong presence in this program. Tim, we were a much better team when we had Tim on the floor. We weren't able to get him on the floor as much as we'd like, but I look for him to improve on that next year and be the force I think he can be in this program for years to come. Thank you, Tim, for all your efforts. Next player I'd like to talk about is Hunter Blevins. Hunter is a coach's dream. Smart, hardworking, dedicated. Always comes to practice with a can-do attitude, wanting to work hard and get it better. Willing to do whatever you ask of him, no complaints. However, I think the expectations for Hunter are high because of his size and athletic ability. I was very hard on Hunter, but I hope he recognizes the fact that I was hard on him to try to make him realize his potential. He will be a force to be reckoned with if he continues to improve as he has this year. Thank you, Hunter, again for all your support. And now, I'd like to recognize these next few players for the Coaches Awards. First up would be the most improved, and that would be Ryan Laverty. Again, another kid that did not play basketball last year. My understanding is he grew over 6 inches over the summer, and so it took a little time for his body to catch up to his desire to play basketball. However, from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, he improved the most by far of any of my players. Competitive as heck, unafraid to shoot, defend, do whatever I ask. He was a great rebounder, ran the floor well, smart, just a great kid. I have told Mike Murphy many times that this is a kid you need to watch in the future. That if he progresses as much as he did over the year, he will be a force to reckon with next year on the JV and eventually the varsity. Again, thank you, Ryan, and congratulations. Next would be the Defensive Player of the Year, and that would be Eric Jung. Coaches are not supposed to have favorite players, but I have to say Eric was mine. Hard worker, dedicated, came to practice each day with a good attitude, great attitude in fact. Always willing to do whatever was asked with no questions asked. Was very hard on Eric because I wanted him to get a little bit tougher and stronger and really take criticism a little bit better than he had. But it was only because I knew how much potential he does have. Started every game for us, was a lockdown defender I used when a player on the opposing team needed to be shut down. Eric is focused and ready to play, not a better player in the program, in the sophomore class. Thank you, Eric, again for all your efforts. Next is the Offensive Player of the Year award, and that would be Kiaje Worthy. Ki is a very unique individual, very talented, high basketball IQ, very competitive, wants the ball in key situations, and was great at not only scoring, but distributing to his teammates. Ready to do whatever was asked of him. I appreciate all the efforts he made and his insight into basketball. I hope that he continues to work on trusting his teammates and his coaches. If he can do that, the sky's the limit for Ki. Again, thank you, Ki, for all your support and efforts, and I look forward to seeing you in the future. Thank you very much. The last two recognition awards I'd like to do together are Nick Geringer and Caleb Templeton. Nick and Caleb I relied on from day one to set the example, to be my coach on the floor and off. They are great kids, great students, hard workers. Could not envision better two teammates, supported me in everything we asked them to do. And so I'd like to present my Coach's Award to Nick Geringer. Nick is an extremely hard worker. I've never seen a player work as hard as Nick. He plays the game so hard at times that we started calling him the old man of the team because he was always injured and achy, but never slowed him down. Nick plays the game the way it should be played. No quarter asked, no quarter given. He was my coach out there on the floor. Seeing his progression as a point guard was truly a joy to watch. Thank you, Nick, for all your support and for doing everything we asked of you this year. I look forward to seeing Nick in the future at Sonora doing what he does best, leading by example. And now the other part of this duo, Caleb Templeton. Caleb is truly our MVP this year. From the first 4 games where he never came out of a game, to to the last game where he was again the most important player we had on our team. Caleb was always the guy that we relied on, not only for his defensive rebounding, his scoring, his just competitive fire to win was unmatched on this team. He always worked extremely hard in practice, was always one of the first ones there, one of the last to leave, did whatever was asked of him. Just a great kid, great player. He played every position we asked, did whatever we was asked without complaint. And I see nothing but bright things for Caleb in the future. Thank you again, Caleb, for all your hard work, our MVP. Thank you all for your support and for the great season we had. Also, I'd like to express my thanks to Sarah Templeton, our team rep. Couldn't have asked for a better team rep. She was always there, supporting the team in every way we asked, and made my life as a coach a lot easier. Thank you, Sarah Templeton, for all you've done. Secondly, I'd like to thank all my parents for being so supportive of me all through the year. And lastly, I'd like to thank Henry, Coach Esparza. It was great. Came in, offered his vast knowledge and experience to the team. I know the boys greatly appreciated it, and it also offered him another source of knowledge besides myself that the boys could lean on. Thank you very much for all your help, Henry. I look forward to seeing you all in the future. Thank you very much.
I'd like to introduce the JV coaches. Head coach Matt Carter and assistant coach Henry Esparza. They're a great team. They work extremely well together, and our JV team has been successful because of it.
Hi, I'm Coach Mack, the head JV coach for Sonora High School. We've had a very successful season this year. Actually, it's our fourth consecutive wins for the league. This year we started out relatively slow. We played more individual ball than team, but then we got together and started having confidence with each other, and we started playing as a team, and we took it to everybody that we played. We had a set goal of points per game, which was 60. That was our target. Our goal was to get the other team in foul trouble within the first and third quarter, and we did that, and we became very successful with our process.
Hey everyone, this is Coach Henry. I hope you're all doing well. I want to take a moment to thank Dr. Bailey, Coach Murphy, all the other coaches and great parents for allowing me to be part of this incredible program. The JV team had a great season, just a bunch of great young men who brought a lot of energy, a lot of talent, a lot of potential, and just a desire to get better. It was a great year for me, fun, loved the kids, and look forward to next year also.
Along with Coach Esparza, we would like to introduce the players to you.
I get the privilege today of talking about some of our great JV players, and I'm going to start off with Jack Taylor. I learned early on in the season that Jack was not only one of the smartest players in the basketball program, but in the entire school. He demonstrated that constantly, learning everything we were teaching him, and I oftentimes had to just come up to him and tell him, hey Jack, why aren't you doing in the games what you do here? I really want you to take this practice into the games. And he started to do it, and each game he got better and better, and throughout the season that he just progressed nicely. Jack is a great athlete, a great student. He's pretty much great at everything he does, and he's got a great future. I love coaching him. I just want to thank you, Jack, for just having a great season and for all you did. The next player I'd like to introduce is Tim Rosenau. Tim is also a super intelligent kid who just brought a lot of court sense, court intelligence to every practice, every game, just like a sponge, wanted to learn, and when he wasn't satisfied, he just kept asking me questions. Again, just had that desire to get better and better, and that proved to be true for him as he got better and better every game, and he's got a bright future ahead of him. Thanks, Tim. Our next player is Quinn Cisneros. Quinn started the season as a great shooter, and I recognized it early on. But what I was trying to get into Quinn is that he had to do other things, like play great defense. We worked together, and he started to see that as he became a better defender, it was going to allow him to be a greater shooter on the other end. So he started to listen to me a little bit and really picked up his game, got better and better towards the end, and just finished really strong. Great job, Quinn, and appreciate you. Next up, I'll be talking about Nikolai Lazarov. Nikolai is our quiet big man and has probably some of the most potential in the entire program. I really worked with him a lot and started beating up on him a little bit and just trying to toughen him up. And towards the end, he started getting a lot better. And I think he started to realize how good he truly is going to be. Never going to give up on you, kid. Great job, great season. Next up is Dion Garcia. Dion came to us from the football program, and he's that kid that every coach loves to have. He's scrappy and tough and just listens to what you tell him and does exactly what you say. A great attitude, and again, just that kid that you want on the team. Because if you tell him to go get that basketball, he's going to do whatever it takes to get it. Great job, Dion. Proud of you. Next up is Julian Castro. Julian is Mr. Versatile. He can pretty much do it all. Big, strong kid. If you need a three-pointer, he's going to get that three-pointer for you. If you need someone to dribble up the court and get to the layup, he's going to go all the way. He just had a great instinct for the game. He knew what the team needed. He knew how to find the open man. He knew how to play defense when we needed a shutdown. And just a great attitude, did whatever you asked of him. Got a lot of potential and a great future here at Sonora. Thanks, Julian. Great job.
The first award goes to Most Improved, Noah Perumian. Noah has become one of a very important player on that team. He's developed a lot from the beginning of the season to the very end. He's passionate about becoming a great player. The development of his game picked up dramatically. He's very coachable. His court IQ picked up. His shooting, his passing, his dribbling, his decision making developed greatly over the season. Congratulations, Noah. Our next player is Matt Kim. Matt Kim is receiving the Most Defensive Player Award. Matt Kim is a very good defender. His court IQ and determination and timing of his placement for defense is very impeccable, and he's a great addition to the team. One of the catalysts of our defensive press strategy. Congratulations, Matt. Our next player is Jacob Couture. He is receiving our Most Aggressive Award. So Jacob is a very aggressive, strong player. He brought the intimidation factor that we needed for our team. A lot of teams experience the aggressiveness of him going to the boards, rebounding, and it actually played a factor in them moving out the way as he got the rebound. A very, very aggressive player. Congratulations, Jacob. Our next player is Shant Kamo. He is receiving our Chairman of the Board Award. The Chairman of the Board Award is basically the most rebounder, the most aggressive guy going for the rebound. Shant is short and distorts a lot of people's image of him that, oh, he's not going to be effective, but they all wind up finding out that he's getting majority of the rebounds. Shant averaged roughly about 11 rebounds a game, which is very impressive because he's not quite 6 feet, or maybe 6 feet, but he plays as though he's like 6'9", 6'10", and he amazes and surprises everybody, and he just gets the rebound, doesn't matter who's there. Congratulations, Sean. Our next player is Kanoa Kakihara. Our Coaches Award this year goes to Kanoa. Kanoa developed greatly as a point guard. He came in somewhat questioning his ability, or maybe not a lot of confidence in his abilities, like throwing a long full court pass or making a nice pass inside, shooting the shot when he has it, not forcing the shot. But once he realized that he could actually do these things, he became a primary factor as far as like point guard for our team. And he catalyzed a lot of our aggressive attacks to the basket, our scoring, and the whole offense was created by him. Congratulations, Kanoa. The last player I'd like to introduce is our most valuable player, Garrett Eisenhower. Garrett is a very interesting, natural player, very coachable. He catches on to things very fast. I had a hard time with him in the beginning because I tried to make him a power player. Then he actually brought me into reality that he's a finesse player. And once I pulled back from trying to make my power player and let his finesse take hold, he developed his game leaps and bounds. He led the team in scoring, roughly about 17, 18 points a game, and also about 10, 11 rebounds a game. Very effective player. I see a lot of possibility in his future for him. Congratulations, Gary. I would like to thank Coach Murphy and the varsity staff for allowing me to come back this year for my 6th season. And I'm very proud and honored to be part of the Sonora coaching staff. And I want to thank you very much for allowing me to be there. I would also like to thank the parents for their support and tolerance with us for the long hours of practice and conditioning. And I also want to thank the Booster Club for the support that they gave us in our endeavor. We know we can't have a successful season without you. Thank you very much.
Hey everybody, I just want to take a couple of minutes to tell you about our season this year. One of the best seasons I've had in my 35 years of coaching. It started last summer. Our boys went up to Santa Barbara and we won the Westmont tournament, and the kids played great up there. That kind of got us off to a great start last summer where we won close to 50 games. We also won the Sonora tournament. And then starting this year, we got off to a great start. We played in the Sunny Hills tournament, which is one of the most elite tournaments in the county. It's a 32-team tournament, and we won that tournament, beating a great Damien team in the finals. Our signature wins of the season. Our boys just played terrific in that tournament and got us off to a great start.
And you already know.
After the Sunny Hills tournament, we went on to the Sonora tournament where we played well. We also played extremely well down in San Diego, beat some of the best teams in San Diego down there. And then we started our league season, and really we weren't challenged in league. We won all 10 games. Our boys just completely dominated the league.
Counting my losses up as wins, cause Jesus three-peating, beating my sins. Nah, the boy ain't talking about rings, ain't worried about the bling, I've been crowned by the king. March madness cutting down the nets while I'm marching past my past with no regrets. And I'm steady looking to the hills like the weekend. In my weakness, grace is sufficient. Infinity and infinity and you already know.
We went to the CIF playoffs and we beat Irvine in the first round. Our kids played great. And then we had a heartbreaking loss to Linwood High School, which was a really good team. And we lost in overtime, but our kids never gave up. They played so hard and they played with everything that they had. Even in that loss, I was so proud of our players and our team. The only sad thing about that game was the fact that I was no longer to be able to coach our seniors who were graduating. And it broke my heart to see how devastated they were after that game, which is great also because that just showed how much our kids care. I'm really, really going to miss our seniors.
This is how we do it.
I would like to introduce our varsity coaching staff, which I'm really proud of. We have a great team, and never done by certainly one person. It's a team effort, and we have, like I said, a great coaching team. The first coach I'd like to talk about is Travis Appleford. He's great with our players. He motivates our players, and we all just love Travis. The next coach is Henry Esparza, who does a lot of training with our players, not just at the varsity level, but all the way down to the freshmen. The players love him. He's really, really good at teaching individual skills, and just a great coach to have in our program. Coach Song is really, really a smart man. He was a great high school player. He's really helped a lot. He's very analytical. He helps with offense, he helps with defense. He's been instrumental in counseling some of our players when they've been down, and he's just a great guy. And the next coach I'd like to introduce is Brian Boothroyd, who's not around a lot, but when he's there, he's really good. Really smart individual. Was a really good high school and played basketball at Irvine Valley College. He's been involved in our program for over 20 years, and we love having him at whatever capacity we can get him involved in our program. Our strength and conditioning coach is Jenny Stein, and she does a great job with that, and she does that year-round. Our players have gotten way stronger over the course of the year. Not only is she our great training coach, but she's also our team mom. She organizes and helps when we travel, and she's our first aid trainer and statistician. She does a little bit of everything. Defensive coach is Mark McGarry, who's been with me for 15 or 16 years now. One of the best coaches in Orange County. He could easily be a varsity coach. As a matter of fact, he was for 10 years at Paramount, and he does a great job with the defense and skill work. And I'm really excited that Mark's rejoined our program. Jason Stein, I would not still be coaching if it weren't for Jason Stein. He takes care of so many things as far as organizational things, and but he doesn't get enough credit as a basketball coach. He's really over the years become a really good basketball coach, really understands the game, and I really value his opinion as well as all of the coaches' opinions. And I just want to thank you guys for all of the hard work and time that you put in. I know how hard you work, and I know how much time you put in. It doesn't go unappreciated. Thanks a lot. I'm really excited about introducing our team to you. The first player I'd like to introduce is sophomore Evan Tardif. He's going to be an outstanding player. He had a tough year this year because I'm sure he didn't play as much as he wanted to play, but you're going to hear a lot about Evan. He's very skilled offensively, a very good athlete. He was a great teammate, really hard worker, fun to coach. He's just got a really fun personality, really good kid to be around. And we're really excited about Evan for next year because he's going to be a really good player. The next player I'd like to introduce, he's only a sophomore, Marquis Worthy, is just an absolute beast. I love Marquis. He's got an unbelievable work ethic. He wants to be good. He really wants to be good. And that's the main reason he's going to be good. He's going to be one of the best players that I've ever coached. I'm positive of that. And I'm really excited about having Marquis for 2 more years. Thanks for all your hard work, Marquis. The next player I'd like to introduce to you is Alfredo Montalegre. He can score. He's like a microwave. He heats up in about a second. He had games where he had 10 points in 3 minutes. We're really excited about him next year. He's going to have to fill a role that has been vacated by Tobin, and we're excited about the potential that he has, and I think he's going to have a really good senior year. We're excited about Alfredo. The next player I'd like to introduce is Jacob Katoa. Jacob Katoa was a 2-way player. He played in the JV games, but he was at all of the varsity practices. One of the hardest workers in our program. Super tough, super aggressive, great teammate. We're excited about Jacob, what he's going to do for our team next year. We're going to need a lot of rebounding, and I think Jacob is going to fill that void. The next player I'd like to introduce is Jared Marshall. He was a backup point guard for our team this year. He's a junior. He's an outstanding ball handler, one of the best shooters on the team, a really good defensive player, and he's going to have an opportunity next year to get some minutes, and we're really excited about Jared for next season. The next player I'd like to introduce is Caleb Russell. Unquestionably one of the best athletes on our team. Extremely talented athlete, fast, strong, quick, athletic. He's going to have a role next year that is a lot bigger than the one he had this year, and we're excited about the things that Caleb brings to the table. He's got a huge amount of potential, and hopefully we can harness all of that potential over the next 6 months, and he's going to be a player you're going to be seeing a lot of next year, Caleb Russell. The next player I'd like to talk about is Max Mulatto, another junior. Max was scheduled to play on the JV team at the start of the year, and the more I watched him play, the more I thought there's just no way this kid's a JV player. And I told him, I go, look, Max, I just don't want you to be on the JV team. I want you to be on varsity, even though you're not going to get a lot of minutes. And he was fine with that and had a really good junior year. Talented offensive player. He's long, he's quick, and he's a player that I think can really help us out next year. The next player I'd like to talk about is Bryson Cruz. No question, he is our strongest player. He's broken records in the weight room already. He is just a bull, and he can rebound, he moves people. He learned so much this year. He's one of the players that I think learned more this year than any of our other players. He's come a long, long way. He can defend and he can rebound, and that's what we're going to need next year, Bryson Cruz. The next player I'd like to talk about is Ian Jones. No doubt one of our best athletes, if not the best athlete in our team or even our school. He's an unbelievable triple jumper, which indicates what a great athlete he is. But an unbelievable shooter. When he gets hot, he can make three-point shots from just about anywhere. He's also one of our best rebounders. He's also one of our best defenders. And we talk all the time with our players about being able to do 5 things on the basketball court. Be able to shoot it, be able to dribble it, be able to pass it, be able to defend your position, and be able to rebound your position. And Ian Jones can do all 5 of those. He's going to be one of the best players in the county his senior year, and we're really, really excited about what Ian Jones is going to do for Sonora basketball next year. Okay, the next player I'd like to introduce is Daniel Esparza. And the best thing about Daniel Esparza is the fact that he's only a junior. That means he's coming back for his senior year. I get a player like Daniel maybe every 10 years. He's a generational kind of guy. Just changes the game. He's a program changer. He's just got a gift, and I know he works really, really hard, but you just can't teach some of the things that Daniel can do. He can just put the ball in the basket. That's a gift he has, and we're extremely fortunate to have had Daniel be a varsity starter for 3 years. He's currently the 3rd all-time leading scorer in our program, and we are really, really excited about what Daniel brings to the table next year. It's always a sad day at the banquet because this is officially saying goodbye to our seniors. So I just want you guys to know how much I loved coaching you, and it was a great, great 4 years with you guys. You guys came in as freshmen and went 24-2 as freshmen, and you were league champs as freshmen, and we knew way back then how great your class was going to be, and I really am looking forward to seeing what you're going to accomplish the rest of your lives, because you guys all have big things ahead of you. The first senior I'd like to introduce is Julian Derbez. He was a player that just hung out, and he came to practice and he worked so hard and he fit in with the other guys, and he was a great teammate, and he's a great kid, and he's the kind of guy we want to represent Sonora basketball. So I told him, hey, you're on the team. And I was really, really glad that we had Julian on our team this year. The next senior I'd like to introduce is Hudson Tan. He was everybody's favorite player. The coach's favorite player, his teammates' favorite player, and certainly our fans' favorite player. In every game, at some point during the game, our crowd would be screaming, "We want Hudson, we want Hudson." And we'd always put him in the game and he would never disappoint. He was a great practice player, he had a great work ethic, very, very skilled basketball player. And on a lot of teams, he would have been getting a lot more playing time. He just got himself in a situation where there were so many talented guards, there just wasn't enough playing time for everybody. But on most other teams, he would have been either a starter or someone that would get time off the bench. The next senior I would like to talk about is Caleb Hall. Now Caleb is not only an incredible basketball player, he's an incredible human being. He's a player like really I've never coached before. I've never had a player so selfless and want to be good so bad and work so hard to be good and care so much about his teammates. He was just an incredible player to coach. Caleb was the best shooter on our team, or certainly one of the best shooters on our team. He could really shoot the three. He's one of the best kids that I've coached in 35 years. I was really, really privileged to have had the opportunity to coach Caleb. The next senior I'd like to talk to you about is John Hogan. John is a 3-year varsity player, one of our most talented players. He's very skilled basketball-wise, really understands the game, an outstanding defensive player. There were many times where we would put him in the game just to stop the other team's best player, and he normally came through for us. He had a great career at Sonora High School, and really, really happy to have had the opportunity to coach John Hogan. The next senior I'd like to introduce is Cameron Calcote. Was really one of our best players. There were games where he was our best player. There were practices that he just completely dominated. And every year, we always have 6 starters, and he was that 6th guy that we could bring in off the bench, and the level of play would always improve. He played extremely hard, unbelievably competitive, probably our best competitor. And he's going to go on and play at Orange Coast College. The Orange Coast College coaches are really excited about getting him, and I think he's going to have a great career. His best days of basketball are ahead of him. But we were really, really fortunate to have had a player like Cameron Calco on our team. Next senior player I'd like to talk about is Garrett Bell. Now he's going to be really, really tough to replace. He was our biggest player for the last 3 years. He's a 3-year varsity starter. He's a great shooter, our leading rebounder. He got off to a start this year at the Sunny Hills tournament, where he played at a level that very few players in Sonora history had played at. And he was just a great player, great teammate, great kid to coach. But as good a basketball player as he is, he's even a better kid. I mean, he's a straight A student, the kind of kid you want your son to hang around. And this is why I hate the banquet. It's because I have to say goodbye to guys like Garrett and his family. We're really gonna miss you. Good luck, and I'll be following your career, Garrett. The next senior I'd like to introduce is Tobin Ingros. One of the most talented players I've ever coached. Just physically, he's so gifted. He's so quick and explosive. He had 13 rebounds in games. He was our leading scorer in games. He was the MVP of the Rosecrans tournament, an elite tournament. One of the best players in the county. As a matter of fact, he was voted All-County this year, first team All-League this year. Tobin was also voted to play in this year's All-Star game, which is very prestigious. Very few players in Sonora history have had a better career than Tobin has had at Sonora. And I'm really, really going to miss him, not just as a basketball player, but just as a person. Just so much fun to be around. And and so much fun to coach. And it's just going to be really sad to see him go. But he's off to way bigger and better things. And I just want to wish Tobin all the luck in the world. Good luck.
I wanted to say thank you to our 7 seniors who are on the varsity team this year. Class of 2020, you've been amazing from the moment that you walked onto campus back when you were freshmen. And Julian, thank you for your commitment and dedication to the program. Hudson, thank you for bringing it every day in practice and competing really hard. It's been a pleasure to be your teacher, your coach, and your FCA leader. Caleb Hong, you are a true joy to coach. Always the first guy on the floor at practice, always competing really hard and playing with such enthusiasm. Cameron Calcote, what an amazing, amazing senior year you've had. Thank you for your hard work and your dedication. There were so many days at practice when you were the best player on the court. And my 3-year varsity guys, Garrett, I'm so happy for the breakout season that you had this year. It was so much fun to watch you play with such joy. And Tobin, it's been amazing to see how you've grown as a player from your sophomore year on varsity to becoming one of the best point guards in all of Orange County your senior year. And John Hogan, thank you so much for your competitiveness and for your versatility. You're an integral part of the varsity team this year, and you had so many big games for us, including that last game, league game at La Habra. We don't win league without you, buddy. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jessica Taylor and I'm the VP of Events for the Sonora Boosters. I'm here to announce the scholarship winners for our seniors. Every year, we provide a scholarship opportunity through an essay contest for our seniors. I'd like to take the time to thank our scholarship committee members for reviewing our essays and selecting the following winners. The winner of our 3rd place scholarship is Tobin Egros. Congratulations to our 2nd place winner, John Hogan. And our 1st place winner is Garrett Bell. Congratulations, gentlemen, and we wish you continued success in the future.
So congratulations to all of our seniors. Remember, you guys are Raiders for life. My staff and I would like to take this time for our special recognition awards.
Hi, this is Coach McGarry. I am the defensive coach at Sonora High School, and it is my pleasure to present the award for Most Improved Player to Marquis Worthy. I think why Marquis deserves this award is because he constantly worked on his game. You know, he can play the 1 all the way through the 5, and it's because of his dedication to the game that he can do that stuff. I think with Marquis, we've just kind of scratched the surface with how good he's going to be. After the summer we had last year, and then he played with his club team, he came back and he was really, really improved. And I just feel that it's just the start of the Marquis Worthy that we're going to see, and looking forward to watching him play in college in a couple of years. I would like to present the award for our best defensive player to Cameron Calco. Cameron learned where to go on defense. He learned the other team's offense. He learned how to break it up. He learned how to read the eyes of the passer. period, and he just a great rebounder. And I'm really looking forward to watching our Defensive Player of the Year, Cameron Calico, play in college next year.
Our 2019-2020 Varsity Offensive Player of the Year is Garrett Bell. Congratulations, Garrett. I am so proud of you. Really, if you think about it, your offensive explosion goes back to your junior year. Those last two games, your junior year. Our last league game versus Sunny Hills and the CIF playoff game versus Crean Lutheran. You just came out of your shell and you started scoring like crazy. And that offensive explosion continued throughout the summer, into the fall league, and then you brought it into your senior season. You had such an amazing year. You were our second leading scorer on the team. You were our leading rebounder. You just dominated that first tournament of the year at Sunny Hills. You scored over 20 points in the first 3 games of that tournament, including a career-high 27 points versus Santa Fe, and 6 games this year you had 20 or more points. So a very well-deserving Offensive Player of the Year award goes to Garrett Bell. Congratulations, buddy. And our 2019-2020 Coaches Award winner for the varsity team is junior Ian Jones. Congratulations, Ian. Now, the Coaches Award obviously is very important to coaches because it means that you're a person who we can easily work with and who is very coachable. Ian, I so admire the work ethic that you brought to practice every day. I just love your demeanor. You always came in with a workmanlike attitude, and you were so consistent with your attitude and your effort. And it was the same way every day in practice. Couldn't tell if you had a good day or a bad day at school because you always brought it on the court. And that's exactly what coaches are always looking for with the Coaches Award. So congratulations on that award. Ian, my 2 highlights for you this season, one was the Sunny Hills game when you hit 7 3-pointers that game. If you remember that first game at league, we were struggling in the first quarter. We couldn't get anything to go except for you. You hit those 4 threes in the first quarter, including that deep one where you had that nice pose at the end. Everybody liked that. And then, of course, the other one was the second quarter in our home game versus La Habra. Do you realize that in that game, we were outscored all 3 quarters except for the second quarter? And in that second quarter, you led the way by scoring 10 points. Thanks for that. That brought us a league title. Congratulations on the 2019-20 Coaches Award, Ian.
I would like to start off with our Most Valuable Senior Award. This year, that award goes to Tobin Igros. And like I talked about Tobin earlier, he had one of the best careers of any player I've ever coached at Sonora. He's been a 3-year varsity starter. I don't think he's got 3 turnovers in 3 years. Great passer, unbelievable rebounder for his size. And he's also, in my mind, our best defensive player. He's a guy we're going to have a really difficult time replacing next year. But very well deserved. Our Most Valuable Senior is Tobin. Thanks, Tobin. It's a real privilege for me to get the opportunity to introduce our Most Valuable Player this year, and that award goes to Daniel Esparza. If you saw Daniel play this year, you'll understand why he was our most valuable player. He was our leading scorer, one of our leading rebounders, leading assists, led our team to 24 victories this year. He was a real special player for us this year. He did a lot of things to help us win games. Just a phenomenal player who had one of the best junior years of any player in Sonora history. His work ethic is unbelievable, and his desire to be great is one of the 2 main reasons why he is where he is. He's a very good athlete, but it's all of the intangibles that set Daniel apart from most other players. His work ethic and his competitive drive and his just desire to be great is what's pushing him to, levels that most players don't get to. So I'm really excited about the fact that Daniel's only a junior and all of the things that he's going to accomplish in his senior year. Thanks, Daniel. Congratulations.
We had a couple of noteworthy records and performances this year on the varsity level. First of all, I wanted to mention that in our CIF playoff game versus Linwood, We set the school record for most charges taken by a team with 5. So that's something that we did a great job in that game. And then Marquis Worthy, in the game versus Francis Parker in the Torrey Pines tournament, he had a triple-double. 13 points, 13 rebounds, and 10 assists. Now we know that's pretty common in the NBA these days, but let's remember that an NBA game is 48 minutes long, whereas a high school game is only 32 minutes long. So Marquis' triple-double was only the 3rd triple-double in Sonora basketball history in the last 15 years. Way to go, Marquis. And then Daniel Esparza, he scored 584 points this year. That is the 5th most points in a season in Sonora basketball history. And right now for his career after his junior year, Daniel has 1,381 points. That puts him 4th on the all-time scoring list at Sonora High School, and he needs just 299 points during his senior year to become Sonora's all-time leading scorer. Congratulations on all those records.
I would like to take a second to introduce the players off of our team that were selected All-League this year. And that's a very prestigious award because I don't pick these players. The other team coaches in the league actually select or vote for our players to become All-League. This year, we had 6 players on the All-League team, which is unheard of. In my 35 years as a varsity basketball coach, I've never seen that happen before. We had 3 first-team All-League players. Tobin Ignos, Marquis Worthy, and Garrett Bell were all voted first-team All-League. Ian Jones and Cameron Calcote were voted second-team All-League. And remember, I don't pick those players. And then Daniel Esparza was voted unanimously the Freeway League MVP, which was very well deserved. And I think all of our boys deserved to be on that All-League team. So congratulations, guys. Great job.
Block 'em on a text though, nothing else next though. Not another word, let a picture or a decimal. Wrestling with God, I don't really wanna rest so. Man, it's really lifelike, everything in my life. Arguing with my dad and he said it ain't Christ-like. Man. You know it's like somebody only close who could get you like off your. I be on my. I woke up this morning, I said my prayers, I'm all doing good. I try to talk to my dad, get him some advice. He starts spazzing on me. I start spazzing back. He said, they ain't Christ-like. I said, stretch my hands to you. Life like, this is what your life like. Try to live the life right. People really know you push your buttons like type right. This is like a movie, but it's really very lifelike. Every single night, right? Every single fight, right? I was looking at the gram and I don't even like likes. I was screaming at my daddy, told me it ain't Christ-like. I was screaming at the referee, just like Mike. Looking for a bright light. Seagull, what your life like? Riding on a white bike, feeling like a sight bike. Pressing on the gas, supernova for a night light. Screaming at my dad and he told me it ain't Christ-like. But nobody never tell you when you're being like Christ. Only ever seeing me, only when they need me. Like if Tyler Perry made a movie for BT.
You've been searching in the dark, your sweat soaking through the floor.
As a history teacher, I would like to give some historical perspective to the 2019-20 varsity season that we had. First of all, we went 24-6. 24 wins is tied for the 9th most in school history. And then we went 10-0 in league. And that league title was Coach Murphy's 16th league title in 30 years and the school's 19th league title overall. It was also our 6th league title in the last 8 years and our 8th league title in the last 11 years. So that's showing some Freeway League domination right there. It was also the 7th time that Coach Murphy has gone 10-0 in league. Now, all the other Freeway League schools combined have only gone 10-0 one time, and he's done it 7 times by himself. It was also a historic season for Coach Murphy because he got his 600th win in the game at Fullerton on January 31st.
Colossal, we come these renegades in the rain.
He finished the season with 603 wins at Sonora. So a lot of people like to compare Kobe Bryant's first half of his career to his second half of his career. Was number 8 Kobe Bryant better than number 24 Kobe Bryant? Well, we can do the same thing with Coach Murphy after 30 years, were his first 15 years better or his second 15 years better? I think Coach Murphy would argue that maybe some of his best teams were in his first 15 years. But if you look at the numbers, his first 15 years produced 8 league titles, and same with his second 15 years, both 8 league titles. His first 15 years, he won 283 games, but in his second 15 years, he's won 320 games. Also in his second 15 years, we saw his 2 CIF finals appearances, his CIF championship back in 2015, and 2 state playoff appearances. Oh, and by coincidence, I've been with Coach Murphy the last 15 years.
Hey Murph, congrats on all the wins, man. It's been a joy and a privilege and an honor working with you the whole time. You raise up young men, and I love how much you mean to our kids and our families and all of our school. You're a Sonora legend, and it's been a pleasure watching you win all this time, because winning is way more fun, man. Thanks, Murph. Love you.
And finally, I'd like to sincerely thank our Booster Club for all of their hard work, their dedication, and their support. I realize how hard you guys have worked this year. And I would also like to thank all of the friends and family of Sonora basketball, not only for the support you've given your sons, but everything that you've done for the entire program. I'd like to sincerely thank you.
Thank you. What if I looked at the day and the hours ahead, and before I moved forward I bowed my head and said thank you. Oh, I said thank you. What if I looked at my life in a different way, took a little more time to stop and pray? I know it would change all the moments in between. So here I go. Thank you for everything. Thank you for loving me. It don't even matter what tomorrow brings. Well, I will sing my thank you for sun and rain, for what you give and take away, for all your goodness. I will always say thank you. Oh, I say thank you. What if I lost everything that I had? I could smile and somehow still be glad and say thank you, thank you. Cause life is joy, life is pain, but the prayer on my heart will never change. I say thank you, oh, I say thank you. Oh, what if I looked at my life in a different way, took a little more time to stop and pray? I know it would change all the moments in between. So here I go. Thank you for everything. Thank you for loving me. It don't even matter what tomorrow my coffee cup, I said, thank you, thank you. What if I looked at the day and the hours ahead, and before I moved forward I bowed my head and said, thank you, oh I said thank you. What if I looked at my life in a different way, took a little more time to stop and pray? I know it would change all the moments in between. So here I go. Thank you for everything. Thank you for loving me. It don't even matter what tomorrow brings. Well, I will sing my thank you for sun and rain, for what you give and take away, for all your goodness. I will always say thank you. Oh, I say thank you. This is your celebration. Celebrate good times, come on. Let's celebrate. Celebrate good times, come on. Let's celebrate. There's a party going on right here, a celebration to last throughout the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We gon' celebrate your party with you. Come on now. Celebration. Let's all celebrate and have a good time. Celebration. We gon' celebrate and have a good time. It's time to come together. It's up to you. What's your pleasure? Everyone around the world, come on! It's a celebration. Celebrate good times, come on! It's a celebration. Celebrate good times, come on! Let's celebrate. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright, baby. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright. Celebrate good times, come on. Celebrate good times, come on. It's a celebration. Celebrate good times, come on. Come on and celebrate tonight. 'Cause everything's gonna be alright.
Congratulations on a memorable basketball season. And thank you to our athletes, staff, and volunteers. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next season.